I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the Madness Entertainment Group's Saturday edition of the Madness Open Draw Stream. I'm your co-host, Levi Skeen. What is an open draw stream? Very simple. It is a place for your art to be seen. So if you have the ability to show your art while working, you're more than welcome to join us. And here's my co-host, Mr. Pops Van Zant.
What up? What's happening, Levi? What's happening?
The same old, same old.
We gonna raise a little hell today, yo. Raise a little hell. Y'all go check out Rake Hell. Rake Hell, right now. Just go look at Doran's book. It's good. You're gonna like it. Just go look. There. I did my first bump of the day already. What is up, Matthew? Matthew also has a book called The Night Slayers. Go check that out too. Yeah. We have a guest.
We do. Mr. James Lee.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
What's up, James?
Oh, just trying to finish a cover.
It's looking sweet.
It's for my new novel, so.
See, I'm kind of glad we
Very
started
nice.
doing a Saturday draw stream because we got back one of the people that was a regular on the Sunday draw stream. We get
Right?
to see him once in a while still. So, I'm kind of glad we started doing this.
Yeah. Well, you know how real life gets involved, and you can't do. There's certain things you got to do. You got to make changes, and it happens. So there's not much I can really do about it.
Mhm. That's why we did something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you want to draw with these guys, dropping a link in the chat right now. There you go. Come hang out. Come hang out with these guys. I know we changed the time of this. We moved it up an hour, and that messed up some people too. So, it's funny because last night we had Tim from Silverline scheduled on 2 different shows.
Oh,
First,
really?
first one, he got the time zone wrong and missed it.
Was
So that will be playing later today. Like, I think RJ's got him this afternoon sometime.
right.
But he was
He,
he was on Freewheeling Friday last night. So, he made it to that one.
okay. RJ DM'd me. He's like, "Can you come on the show?" And then he DM'd again like 20 minutes later because I didn't catch the first one. He's like, "I just canceled it."
Yeah, I didn't have a backup plan for RJ. He came at me with the show too late in the first place.
Right.
Oh. It's like, dude, I like to have a backup plan. I like to, but I gotta have time to implement a backup plan. 10
Right.
minutes before the show, ain't it?
Well, I went ahead and I scheduled for February 28th. So the last Friday of February, I'll be on with RJ.
Cool. And that'll be Friday, 8 o'clock, right here in the Madness. I think Friday the 28th, right?
I think so, yeah.
No, he's got you on a Tuesday. Oh,
On
wait,
Tuesday?
January. February. Yeah, 28th. All right. Friday, the 28th of February.
Yeah.
Yeah, the short,
that-
the short month on the short bus.
Yep.
So what you got going on there, James? Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do,
It biggin.
what you got going on, James?
So what I'm working on now is this is the cover for the new novel that I'm writing right now. It is called The Dark Empress, and it is a isekai story. So if you don't know what an isekai is a story where something happens in our world, and it's traumatic, and the person usually dies. But when they die, they wake up in another world. And in this case, the female protagonist that I did, she is the head programming designer for the #1 virtual reality game in the world. It's like D&D, but it has a lot of steampunk aspects to it. And she's the head designer for all monsters, weapons, all the gifts that you get in the game. Like when you defeat the zone boss, you get special weapons and everything like that. She's the one who designed all that stuff. So she ends up in a world that's basically a carbon copy of the game that she made. And it's a real world, and she is the daughter of the most powerful mage that's in existence and the dragon queen Tiamat. And so she has all of her knowledge that she had of the game and everything from back in her past life that she has access to in this life. And so she's growing up in this world, and it's got a lot of the same stuff like in D&D with steampunk actions put into it. And she's like really overpowered. So she's basically she's in a world where she knows everything about the world, and she understands a lot of stuff is the same stuff that she made in the game. So she's very familiar with it, like with monsters and everything.
So she's got all the cheat codes.
No, she's like the GM who hands out the cheat codes.
Right.
So yeah, she's actually above that. So cheat codes is one thing, but this is a whole different ballgame. But she's having to grow up. Like right now, I when she comes in as a baby. She grows up. She's 18. She's going into school now and everything like that. So she's maturing into where she needs to go. So it's it's got a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun aspects with it. I've got dragons, I've got dwarves, I've got elves, I've got goblins, I've got demons. So I got everything in it. So I'm having a lot of fun writing it. So this is probably going to be I like the Steins, which is only a trilogy. This is probably going to be an ongoing stuff. So this is probably going to be the book that I'm going to keep working on as I get older. So there's going to be like volumes. So it's not just going to be one book. It's going to be like 5, 6, 7, 8 books. So I'll be busy for the next 10 years.
Nice. So you remember, Levi, I said something about talking to Pilled about setting up a category that more fits what we're doing.
Yeah.
Got a reply. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We'll absolutely pass that along to the man. Yes. So
Very nice.
hopefully we'll get a pop culture category over there on Pilled that fits more our shows,
Right.
Because we use the cinema category for a couple, and we use we use a couple the art category for this, but like some of our shows are just pop culture shows, and they need a spot of their own. I don't want to keep putting them in miscellaneous. Yeah, miscellaneous can be anything.
Yeah.
I want to put it. We need a category for us. People know. Oh, that's where the cool stuff is.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we need a category of our own. The madness category on Pilled.
That would be even better.
That would be too much. It would be too funny. Oh man, I'm sorry, Lou. If you're watching, I'm sorry.
What happened?
Nothing. Yeah, I'll let her talk about it if she wants to. I don't even know if she's watching. I'm just reading a message.
Oh, got you. Sorry if you're having a rough day, Lou. But she's down in Texas.
I'm in Texas.
Yeah, so she's got the same problem you have probably right now, right? Did that storm hit the whole state?
Yep, pretty much. I mean, even Houston and Galveston went below freezing.
Wow.
So this was a wallop of a storm. So what happened with the storm is the low came in from up north, basically down the Rockies, and took a right turn, and it came across. And as it came across Arizona and everything, it pulled a lot of moisture from the Pacific, and then when it got right about where Midland, Texas is, it pulled a lot of moisture from the Gulf. And then you had another cold blast come in, so you have all these factors come together right over Texas. And when it did, it just dumped.
Did you guys keep your power or lose it?
No, I'm on. I didn't lose power at all. But I'm on the same grid as the hospital, so I never lose power.
But that was the problem last time, right? The big freeze in 2020 or whatever it was.
2021. But the thing was, we didn't get that cold. They were forecasting us to be down below freezing the whole time. Well, that came in day before yesterday, and the minute it got in, like the Metroplex itself, the center core of the Metroplex never got below freezing at that point when it came in. It stayed right at 33 degrees, so it didn't really freeze. And the rest of the place got walloped. And then yesterday we got up to like 38 degrees, so it was already melting yesterday. And now we're at, I think we're at 40 degrees now, and everything's clear. So it didn't last long. Mm-hmm. The other one, we stayed below freezing for like 78 hours. Right. And we went down into negative numbers.
Yeah.
So it was a completely different scenario. But no, they've been working on the grid for like, 3 years, so they wouldn't have that problem again. So.
Right. Because that's when you guys had all the problems with the the flooding in the houses, right? Because all your water lines go in the attic down there. Is
No,
mostly.
our water lines are mine are underground.
Hmm.
But no,
There's
what
no-
happened? What happened was the water pipes, in like the city water pipes, they broke and stuff.
Right.
So, we lost a lot of us lost water and stuff like that. But the thing is a lot of places completely lost power because the transformers and stuff and power grid kind of failed. So you couldn't even go to the grocery store because the grocery stores had no power. So there's no point in going grocery shopping or anything like that. So it was a mess. But this year, this hasn't been that bad at all.
I just remember Glenn Beck and Stu. They were talking about that because they're down there too, right? And they were saying that their sprinkler systems in their house burst up in the attic because their outdoor sprinkler systems were plumbed in through the house or something.
I don't understand. Well, unless they got a 2-story house, the
Right.
pipes, like where I'm at, nobody has basements, so all the pipes are underground.
Right.
So there shouldn't have been anything bust like that. Unless it's a 2-story house, then you got a problem.
Yeah, I got no clue. I just remember them talking about water lines up in the attic, and I was like, "That's silly."
I don't know
but-
I don't know what house would have that. Because you got to pull it from the ground. I mean, all the water comes in from the ground,
Right.
especially here. So it's just, one of those things.
Yeah.
But we haven't got to February yet. In February is when we get the wallop. So we'll see what happens.
What's a normal winter down there like?
Like this. This is normal. We get snow. We get storms like this. It's normal. But it only lasts like 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Now February is going to be our colder month. So February is probably going to be, especially around the week after Thanksgiving, which is the last week of the stock show. Basically, it's when Super Bowl week is. Usually we get stuff during that week too.
Got you.
So, but depending on where you're at in Texas, it can be like if you're out by Midland, Odessa, it's real light. It doesn't get that cold. If you're down south, you'll see freezing like 5 or 6 days in the entire year. Now, if you're up in the Panhandle, that's a whole different ballgame. If you're up in the Panhandle, it can go from November all the way to February and never get above freezing. Which I've seen that happen. Plus, they get blizzards up there all the time. They'll get like 6, 7 feet.
You guys call that the Panhandle up there, huh?
Yeah, that's right. That's where I was raised.
They call that right over here for northern Idaho, the Panhandle as well.
Yeah, but up that area where Amarillo is, and Dumas, and Dalhart, and Sherman, and Pampa, and all that. That's all the Panhandle up there. And that sits up to the elevation up there is like 3,500 feet, and it's flat plains. So there's no mountains. There's nothing. It's flat as a pancake. So when that weather comes in, you ain't got no place to run. And there's no way you can block it.
Got you.
And that does suck.
You back, Pops? I hear you laughing at something.
I just sent you a little message over there on X. Go check that out.
Oh. You can't say that online.
Is that funny or what?
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
But you would get in trouble for that. You got to be more specific about the type of firefighters you're going to hire.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you got to be more specific in what you're asking for. Yeah. They're gonna give you what you ask for. You just got to be real careful how you present it.
There wasn't a single freaking thing that went right in California. It's like it's just cascade failure completely. Every single aspect of it.
Yeah, and taking away fucking all that money didn't affect it.
And the thing is, it could have all been prevented.
Yep. Forest management is a thing that's happened for a long time until about 12 years ago.
I think it was more than that. I think it's been like almost 20 years. That Sierra Club's a pain in the ass.
See that I can't remember what they're famous for, but it's that couple, Heidi and Spencer Pratt or whatever. It's not the Pratt, the famous actor. This guy's a fucking Heidi and Spencer.
Well, it's that Sierra Club. That's the one that fucked everything up.
Well, he's already opened up a lawsuit.
Yeah. There's a bunch of lawsuits that's going to be filed, and like I said, I posted on there. I said, hey, if you're going to sue somebody, sue the Sierra Club. They're the ones that prevented from the clearing of dead brush and the controlled burns and stuff.
And that's what forest management is right there. It's cleaning up all the shit so you don't get this gigantic flame ball.
Yep. And the thing is that Sierra Club sued the state because for environmental reasons. And the court said, yeah, you can't do it. You got to leave everything alone.
I'm going to tell you something else. I had this idea a long time ago, presented it to people that should have been able to get it to the right people, but you can't. We have the technology to create a bomb out of fire retardants. We can make that really easy. We have people that we are training. We pay millions of dollars to train pilots to drop bombs on targets, correct?
Yep.
A fire could be the target. Any kind of fire retardant bomb could be the weapon, and we could be using our own military to put these fires out like that.
Well, see, here's my question about this. Because I know in certain states, like New Mexico, Colorado, and Texas and stuff, we have aircraft for fires.
Yeah.
Where are the fucking aircraft? Why do we have only 2 fucking from Canada that's fighting that fire? Where's the other ones at?
The guy who was explaining that, he says they're leased, and because it's not technically fire season anymore, they fucking let them go back to their maintenance area or whatever the fuck. They weren't in town. They moved the equipment.
But I'm saying they can fly now to there to help with that. So where the fuck are they?
Yeah, you've seen some of those have shown up, the giant planes scooping stuff out of the oceans and stuff. And
yeah, those are the 2 that came from Canada. I'm like, where's all of ours that we had?
Right. They're probably, I don't know. Like the guy was saying, he's an ex-firefighter from down there. He said he trained a bunch of those people. And he was saying that the leases come up and the equipment goes back because it's not season. That's the whole cascading thing. Like, it's not fire season. It's not technically the Santa Monica wind season. Usually comes from like August to October or some shit. It was just like one fucking thing after another went wrong in this entire situation. Besides the fucking total ineptitude of the people running the shit show. You know, it was just.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they've got, and I'm gonna say this other thing. They can sit there and scream and yell and all they want to, but my point is this: you have put the same people in charge of that state for 40 fucking years, and you sit there and you complain about it, and you had it, and what do? You keep putting them right back in the office.
Yep.
So if you're going to complain, you need to make
themselves into office. Let's be real. California has been a big rig for 50 years.
Well, 40 years actually. So if you're going to complain, you need to make. But the whole thing is, if you're going to complain all the time and you're not going to vote them in, not vote new people in, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's just.
I have a conspiracy theory for this one too.
Oh boy.
What if a whole bunch of Hawaiians got pissed off and gave California the Maui treatment? Oh. With some $700 each for you, motherfuckers.
You see, yeah.
You see?
Carolina should be pissed off too.
Well, here's the thing. This is what pissed me off was when he was like, "Oh, we're going to bring everything to California. We're going to do it." This is Biden. Biden saying all this shit. I was like, "Wait a minute. What the fuck? What happened to Cal?
North Carolina,
and Maui. Why didn't you do that there? Because you sure as hell didn't do that there.
And East Palestine, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Nobody found for that shit either. You see what I'm saying? It's like they want us to fall. They're trying to destroy us because we're the only thing standing between the WEC and the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's like they want to piss us off enough to actually do something.
Yeah, the one
this country is the only thing that stands between worldwide communism.
The thing I loved was when the freaking idiot over in England, police officers, well, we'll go arrest Americans. I was like, oh, come on, try it. Just come over here and try it. See how quick you're going to get your asses handed to you.
Look, man, I got the proper thing for it over here in Pilled. I got the proper gift for it.
Doc, not Doc, but Pop, you're popping in and out. You're cutting out.
That don't surprise me. I'm living in the winter. I'm living in the winter. You guys aren't going in and out.
No, but I'm saying you're sounding in and out on your mic and stuff. Like you're cutting out.
Oh well. Only one I got. Not much I can do about it.
Now I will say I'm going to throw a little fun in this. Did any of you guys get to see Creature Commandos?
No.
I will say this: there was a big surprise that made me very happy to see in that show because they did something I was not expecting.
I don't even know what that is. Actually,
it's okay. Creature Commandos is a DC series that was on Max, and basically it's taking monsters like the Bride of Frankenstein's like that. They did this comic book back in the 70s, and James Gunn decided to make it into a TV series. I thought it was a bad idea. Then I started watching it, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty damn good. So there's this one episode where they have this old monster. It's a robot, self-aware robot. And they went back to World War II, and they actually did Sergeant Rock and Easy Company. Now I'm sitting there going, holy shit. And they did it right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they really did. They showed war. They did everything. They did everything right with those guys. I was like, this might be actually pretty good. So I started watching the series, and I was like, hey, this is actually a really good series. But I was really surprised with Easy Company. I was just sitting there, and I've been pestering the shit out of James Gunn to do a Sergeant Rock Easy Company movie, like Saving Private Ryan. I think that would be a huge blockbuster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been retroing when it comes to TV a lot. Because all these streaming services that have all these shows that we used to watch when we were young.
Oh, I'll tell you, if you want a free service.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm going back and trying to decide if they were that good back then, or I was just that
stupid,
ignorant of the world. You know what I mean? It's like like Kung Fu, right? I want to go back and I want to watch every episode because back then I was amazed. I love the show. And now I look at it and I go, man, yeah, okay, I can see how a kid would like it. But would I have liked that show as an adult back then when it was fresh? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like I'm going back and I'm looking at these shows and trying to find the wonder that was there when I watched them the first time. Like Sliders, I still love that shit. You know, I can watch that every day, right? An episode of that every day. I don't know. Some of them shows didn't have the longevity for an aging process, I guess.
Well, I can tell you, Dukes of Hazzard does not stand up.
No,
Dukes of Hazzard didn't stand up back then either, but it was fun to watch.
It was, yeah. You watched it for the car jumps and the hot shit. Yeah, I know. I did too.
Right.
I'm being serious. I mean, it was not made to be serious. It never was made to be serious.
No.
But now I will say this also: if you want to see all these, there's a thing called Tubi.
Yeah, I have Tubi, I have Plex, I have Freevee. I have them all, dude, and all of them have different stuff on them.
Yeah, Tubi is actually getting a lot of stuff from Warner Brothers here recently, and Warner Brothers has started to kind of help Tubi.
I got Hulu. I got.
No, I don't do Hulu. I stay with.
There's tons of them, dude. Like I said, some of them don't, like all of them. You won't find Kung Fu on all of them. I think Kung Fu is on Freevee, right? Or Plex, one of those two. But like, you got to go look for stuff, man. And if you have Roku, you can just put it in the Roku search bar and it'll take you right to the streaming service that has what you're looking for. It's beautiful. That's why one of the reasons I love Roku, man. They connect me to whatever, you know. Dude, my channel where this originates is right here, Don. Okay, look, let me go drop these in the Twitter chat. I'm sorry, bro. Let me go drop those in the right place. Then you'll be able to find us, man. My bad. Let's see here. Get up in this Twitter chat. Where's my Twitter chat? Come on. How come it didn't take me to the chat? It didn't take me to my big window. What's going on?
Is that the Don from like the studio?
Yeah, the Don.
I can send him. You want me to send him a link on Twitter or on Instagram?
That's I think that one is
He's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to see which. I dropped both links into YouTube, but only one. I don't know which one I just sent him. Anyway, that's one of the YouTube channels. I mean, if you want to send him the link to join, you can't. I don't think that's what he was asking for. He was asking for the link to watch.
Oh, God.
I don't know if that's James' YouTube or mine, though. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm showing it on my channel, but I don't have my channel open.
There's both of them. So you'll find those somewhere, Don.
Oh, you're looking for my channel, Don. Okay, hold on 1 second.
I just dropped them both. They're both right there in the Twitter. Don't worry. I got it. His or mine, or his or mine. There you go. See? Easy. What is up, Don? The other one is James. His YouTube channel. I dropped them both over there. So we got you over here, Don. And because I know who you are and what you do, you get the instant wrench, bro. Anytime you want to drop links over here to stuff when we're live, it's kind of why we're here. It's, you know, collaborative promotion. We are co-opetition, not competition.
Co-opetition.
Everybody to be seen, bro. Everybody. You know. You bet, man. You bet. Levi.
Yeah.
Book 3?
Yes, book 3. So this is page 20, chapter 7, book 3. So pages 1 through 16 of chapter 7 are being drawn by Dionysus from Tome of Reckoning.
Right.
And so we go into, let me pull it out real quick. Basically, his flashback that he's doing is this is Silverbug. And think of like Spider-Gwen. So Dio was a big Spider-Man fan. I'm like, hey, would you like to draw Spider-Gwen beating up mobsters inside of an Italian bar? And he jumped all over it. So that's the first 16 pages. The final panel on page 16 is you flash forward to modern times. And then panel 17 opens up where she's hang on one sec. I had to clear my throat. She's reminiscing about the flashback we just seen. She opens her eyes. She's viewing the monument. She's at the park waiting for her husband to show up. They're going to have a picnic in the park. And then she's looking at the statue. And then we have another close up, 2 shots more of the statue. She's just, her phone's ringing. And then she sits down and answers the phone. And she's having a telephone conversation in her earbud. So she has a flashback about an old beat 'em up bar scene, and then she has to what she's going to be doing here is she's like she's a retired superhero. She's now HR executive at a company, and she's having a telephone call about, I'm just going to call the guy Bob. Bob's an alcoholic, and she's getting ready to fire him. So
Poor Bob.
Poor Bob.
Bob,
But it'll be the scene where so when we flash back from that scene and we come onto this page, this will be that page I talked about where it's going to be a tier on the campaign where you can memorialize your indie character. So
Right.
I'll come in and I'll draw it in right here, and it'll also have three more shots. So a close up of the face, medium shot, and then a back shot of the same statue right here. So you can buy your burial plot for your indie character.
Yeah, but I don't want to kill my character.
Well, it could be in the future. Oh, I forgot a page. Here's where she pulls out the phone out of her purse and she's got to answer it. Talk about Bob.
Smartphone. And yes, Ghost Pepper, that hot chick. Yes, that one. Ghost Pepper over on Pill dropping a little Daisy Duke on you.
Nice. Very nice.
As usual, we got lurkers on Rumble. Lurkers, they never say anything, but we see that they're there. What is up, people? Doran, my friend. As always, I sent you the link if you want to join us, bro. James, Don likes the dragon.
Oh, yeah, I kind of figured that out.
Levi, Don likes what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
And I hope everybody knows I like what all these guys do, or I wouldn't be out here. That's what I'm saying. I love what you guys do. That's why I want other people to see it too.
Yeah, I sent Doran the link on X as well.
Oh, hell yeah. We got people over there sharing. He'll drop the link to the show, and some other people are sharing it out that I don't even know. I'm going to have to follow a couple of people. You see how that works? It's just growth, man. It's just growth. Pill.net, where we're broadcasting to right now, have been really cool about promoting our shows on their platform. They've been going to X and who knows where else and dropping links to our shows when we go live. I can't thank them enough. Ain't nobody else doing that for us. All the other places we're broadcasting to, ain't nobody else promoting our shows. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Straight up. People we don't even know are seeing our stuff and sharing it out. That's the goal. That's what I'm trying to make happen. So thank you, Pill, for getting it and helping us out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's pill.net. It's another platform you can stream on and watch other people stream other stuff, good stuff. Stuff that doesn't get taken down, censored, or demonetized. It's kind of cool. Matter of fact, I really like it over there. Just saying. Yeah, Ghost Pepper gets it. Pill.net, the foxhole. Also trying to build up a D-Live audience on D-Live. Trying to build that Rumble audience. Twitch, I feel like, is a lost cause. But I feel like on Twitch, if you're not actively trying to become a partner or affiliate, they don't care about you.
Well, Twitch is got right now. They're in trouble. And they may be doing some changes on their platform.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm
just letting you know that
for a long time. And because I'm not trying to gain partnership or give them exclusive right to any of my shit.
No, I'm just saying about don't even have a worry about Twitch. It's not even worth dealing with.
It's just another place to drop content. If I can get one person to go over there and see your art and maybe like your art and go follow you somewhere else, job done.
Well, see, I used to stream over there when I played video games, and I had a decent group. But the thing about it is their parent company right now is not happy with it. And so they may end up shutting it down.
That's okay. I don't care about that either way. Like I said, to me, it's just another screen that somebody might see you guys on.
Well, like I said,
I don't push it because I'm not trying to be an affiliate and give them exclusive right to any of my content. If I was trying to put the Madness Comic Network exclusively on Twitch, I'm sure they'd be helping us out a lot more. But I'm not. I don't believe in that exclusivity thing. Just be able to promote and push your stuff everywhere.
Well, that's the way I am with my novels. I don't have like when you go to print stuff, and if you go to KDP, which is a free service, so if you want to do your novels, you can do it for free. I highly do not recommend it, but you can. If you do KDP, you are locked in with Amazon. You cannot take your book anyplace else.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of shit.
I don't either.
Doesn't Rumble kind of do some of that?
That's somebody trying to monopolize something, and I don't believe in that.
Well, no, what it is they offer you free everything, but they get exclusive rights to it.
Yeah, they monopolize your content.
And so a lot of people who have no money, I mean, actually are, have no idea how, can't raise money or anything like that, will go over there and put their books on there. And, the books do not sell that well a lot of the time. And you have to understand something. There's a lot of books that are on Amazon that just are on Amazon. They don't sell at all. And it's just because people put the books on Amazon because they write books. They don't publish them. They don't advertise them or anything. They just sit.
What is up, Cam Cam? What's happening? Cam Cam's craft courses right there in the chat. Good to see you, man. Dude, we got 30 shows now, bro. I'm sure you probably don't turn the notifications on because you get hit bing, bing, bing every day, but it's all good stuff, man. Good stuff.
We got a guest backstage.
Doran the Bold has arrived.
What the heck's going on?
I'll tell you what's going on.
That's what I was wearing last night. I got
Yeah, baby.
Ottawa. Nice. Got a little
Yes.
Ottawa Comic Con going on this morning. One of the
Sweet.
parts from that. Got a flaming female with a sword. I was to Costa Rica, and a girl in Costa Rica was all impressed with it. I was like, oh, okay.
Hey,
How hard is it?
Doran's one of them people that sent me a couple of T-shirts because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. He sent me both. But he benefits from the fact that I do wear these shirts when I show people these shirts. It's promotion, even when he ain't here, right? I didn't know Doran was going to show up. I sent him an invite, of course, but I didn't know if he's going to be here. But we still said we're going to raise a little hell right at the beginning of the show. You see? It's good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Hey,
Oh, are we still meching? Are you still working on the mech stuff? Oh,
Man, it's at a whole other level now compared to last week. So I've been working on this a lot. So now you can kind of see, like, this is the Lucky 13 part of the Forsaken Future entrance. So this entrance here, kind of is this #1 spot at the top here. But you kind of get a scope now of what this underground facility is like, right? So I've got a bunch of stabilizer arms that now look like stabilizer arms on it. I got this bridge on it, the central living hub area. I've got a power core section, and we've got like little conveyor belts on the side of it for like tank tracks. So as it drills, it kind of can get through the earth, and then it has kind of the drill bit on the bottom here. So yeah,
Thanks,
still chipping away.
Yeah, man. Look, now I got something. I'm gonna have to go back and read #1 again because I get a little better look of what they're actually dealing with.
Well, you're just lightly understanding that they're in issue 1. You're really not getting into the base itself,
Right.
So I'm just introducing that they're out there, that the people are out there, and they're going somewheres, but not really into this big. So that's the great thing about doing something like this, and that's why I do it too. Same with the butchery. I was drawing that kind of map. It just helps you tell the story, right? And it helps you think of the story too and understand your story as you write it.
What's up, Travis? A little support from you for Levi. Levi, look at that.
Levi.
And the rest of them.
Hey, Travis, what's going on, man?
You know that dude, Levi? Friend of
I do
yours.
know that dude.
Yeah.
That's Travis. He's also from Spokane. I guess technically Cheney or whatever, but excuse me, man, I can't talk this morning. Him and his dad run WC Collectibles. They run the convention circuit here in the Pacific Northwest and California, Utah, and you remember the sketch covers I was working on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Travis. Travis, the guy that got those to me. Cool guy. Go
Travis,
subscribe.
I just gave you a wrench so you can drop links to your upcoming event, whatever you got going on. You have a wrench now on the YouTube channel. Also, I've been known to want to run my show from a con floor for the whole weekend.
Right.
Something like that interests you, man, let me know, because I'd love to come to one of your cons and broadcast all weekend long on the network.
You can go give his YouTube channel a follow. He does a bunch of unboxings and stuff like that.
So it's like a full gamut of collectibles he's got going on, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
WC Collectibles.
Dude, You just described my life, Travis, right there. You
I just
described my life right there.
I just got a message from CDC. I've got 2 books that should be arriving tomorrow.
Oh, Travis just got his latest video. Oh my goodness. It was Mike Magnolia and David Finch on issue 700 of Detective. I'm thinking. Travis, if you're still here, help me out. What was the issue number on that? But it came back at a fucking 9.8 on the rating.
Right where you want it to be.
Yeah. And he said because Magnolia, apparently he announced at Rose City or something this year that he's not going to do conventions anymore.
Oh.
So, well, Rob's not doing conventions anymore either.
Right.
So, but I've got a bunch of his stuff. I actually have original artwork of his.
Yeah, Batman 700, the incentive cover. Yeah, so it's a limited edition cover. Magnolia and David Finch signed at a 9.8 CGC. Have any of you guys tried the other company?
Oh, CGCS?
I think that's the one.
Yeah, I've tried them.
Isn't there 3 of them now? PSX or PGX or some stupid. I think there's 3 of them now.
Well, James, have you put in an autographed one yet?
I have not put in one, but I do have one.
Okay, because the reason I was going to go with the other company is because CGC doesn't do the authentication, and the other company.
No, they do. CGC does do authentication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Because I've got one.
Well, if they see him sign it, right? If they haven't
seen
him sign
no. This one
really?
This one here, which is the gold that Jim did, the gold one.
Funky.
Okay, this was autographed back in '93.
Right.
And it is. They have an authentication department that actually goes and will make sure it's autographed.
I think there's rules to that though. When I looked at it, like there's only certain situations they'll do that. Like
no, not now. They openly do it now. Okay. They've changed the rules.
They were in a bit of trouble there.
That other company was going with the Beckett Authentication Center.
Now, if you want the one I'm thinking about sending in, but I really don't want to because of how much it costs, is this one.
Right.
Because this is the Jim Lee original.
Oh. See, something like that you send in and it comes back, it's yours. Yeah. My problem is you have no idea if the book you sent them is the same book that comes back to you unless you mark it in some way which would harm its value.
Well, like the ones I send in, and I'll explain. I have some old books that are autographed that the person that autographed them has passed away. Okay? And those books to me, I want to preserve. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, I'm getting my Witchblade #1 back from Michael Turner signed for me. Which, because he's passed away, he's no longer around. You can't get any more autographs from him. And as a friend of mine, so I sent that book in. I'm getting it back tomorrow, and I have one of the Todd McFarlane's first book that he ever drew, autographed by Todd McFarlane, that I sent in, and it's coming back tomorrow too. So I have specific books that I'll send in. I just don't send a book in. That's the problem with CGC is people will buy a book thinking, oh, this is going to be valuable in the future. I'll just go ahead and send it in. And then you get stacks and stacks and stacks of slab books that just sit. Nobody buys them. Nobody wants them. Nobody cares for them.
And I end up getting them for less than it costs to slab them.
See, that's the thing. I know what it costs to slab a book. And I know what it costs to get the authentication of the autograph. And I'm sitting here and I'm seeing a book go up on thing. It's going like, oh, this book, because it's slabbed, is worth $500. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm saying, I'm like, unless somebody's actually going to pay that price for it, good luck you getting $500 for it.
Well,
you got to follow the trends.
Here's the bottom line rule: something is worth what somebody will pay.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
And just like when Wolverine and Deadpool came out, people were getting their stuff slabbed, right? If you had, like, I've got the cover. I didn't get it slabbed, but I've got like Wolverine the Wolverine covers with Deadpool holding him up with his swords through him. Like, I mean,
Oh,
that's
that
when
boat?
people are doing it and trying to sell them, right?
Yeah, well, that's what they did back in the 90s. All the number ones that were coming out, the X-Men #1 and all the stuff from Image, everybody ran and grabbed it, went and bought all these copies. They're like, oh, in 10 years, I can turn them around and sell them. And the market fell out of the bottom out of it.
What's up, Victor? What's happening? Good to see you. Good to see you. You know, you are more than welcome to join us on these shows, Victor. This is an open draw stream for anybody who wants to come out, hang out, draw. Just letting you know. We always drop the link in the chat. Some people I send the link out to for every show. If you want to be on that list, let me know. You're more than welcome to join us, man. This is just how we spend days sometimes.
I dropped Travis's link in the chat over there.
I already
You guys want
subbed
to- Yep.
me back. I already went there and hit that sub button. Y'all should go sub to Cam's Crash Courses too.
Oops, zooming a little fast.
Oh, I'm on the wrong screen.
Man, this is getting pretty close to done. It might just be about adding the details. A couple little things. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, especially the way it started and what it looked like.
It looks way different now, man.
Yeah, you can see it. That's just part of the process. That's the cool thing about doing creative things. You start out with this kind of bubbly thing that doesn't look like much, and then you kind of convert it into something else. The vision's there, but you just got to chisel away, almost like sculpting.
You got chased out of your house, Victor?
Uh-oh.
Damn, I hope everything's
the
cool.
fire. Really? Oh, sorry to hear that, Victor. Looks crazy. And now they're saying that it was like intentionally set, like it's arson, they think. At least
they busted a bunch of arsonists.
I had a little theory. Dorian. A whole bunch of pissed off Hawaiians set California on fire.
They're like, hey.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, the one they caught red-handed, the police let go, saying there wasn't enough evidence.
Yeah, they let him go. Yeah. Well, we caught him with a blowtorch putting flame to a tree, but we didn't have enough probable cause. But if he was over there with a bit putting a flame to a fucking joint, it'd probably
Was that the one the neighbors
well,
beat
not
up?
California, I guess.
Yeah, that's the one the neighbors caught.
beat him
Yeah.
up? What?
They let that dude go. He was caught with a
A blowtorch. Yeah. They caught him with a fucking blowtorch. They still let him go.
Yeah,
So
they let him go.
probable
They said there was
cause.
not enough
Like,
evidence to charge him.
yeah, I'm like, what do you?
Wow.
Well, how much evidence do you need? Do you need to catch him setting more than one tree on fire?
Well,
That's not-
I'll tell you what I think happened was they found that he was in here illegally, and they didn't want to make a statement because, we got to protect, they didn't want to have backlash against, illegal immigration and stuff.
Yeah, they found him with like a
Oh, dude, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
fully loaded prepaid debit card from the UN or something.
No, that comes from the United States. That's our State Department's doing the credit cards, not the UN.
Yeah, man. Victor, stay safe, bro. I
Yeah, good
hope
luck
your
with
home.
everything
I
now,
hope your
Victor.
home's not in the direct line of flames that you're just leaving because of the smoke and stuff. I hope, But yeah, stay safe. And I hope you can be home next week and join us. You can tell us all about it. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of slabs. I got like 5, right?
I think I have like 12 slabs, but almost all of mine are autographed or gifted to me. Like I've got a Wolverine signed by Mark Silvestri, that's a 9.8. I've got a Phantom that's signed by Michael Turner, that's a 9.8, and I've got Wildcats #1 autographed, I think it's a 9.8 as well. So I've got I don't have a lot of slabs. I'm real picky on slabs, but an autograph that I think I want and I want slab, I'll pick up. But other than that, no, I want to read my books. You know what I'm saying?
As I was about to say, I don't have a lot. I've only bought one, and that was Del Toro cover of Venom for my son because he's a big Venom fan. The rest of them I've either won or they've been given to me. But they're all pretty cool. I got I got Gambit's first appearance, and a couple other ones that are slabbed up. But I'm just not. I'm not a fan of it. I get it for older books, like I said, the Gambit #1 or first appearance of Gambit. I will slab that up because I have the reprint. I can read the reprint, right? That's slabbed up. I didn't pay for it. I won it. I won it in a contest, or somebody else bought it for me, or something. Because I'm not a slab guy.
Right. I understand.
It's
just another level of collecting.
Right?
It's just
Well, yeah, I know exactly what it is, and I remember looking at my perfect condition book that they said was worth this much, and then somebody else wrapped it in plastic and they said it was worth that much, and I'm like, but it's in no better condition than the one I have. I didn't get the parallel to the now it's worth so much more. No, it's the same damn book. Hot off the press, not even a fingerprint on the mother. It's the same book. Only I didn't let somebody go flipping through the damn thing. So mine's even better condition than the one they're calling a 9.8 because nobody touched it yet. You see what I'm saying?
I've got one that was released that is one of the ash cans that's sealed. So that means you gotta bust it open to read it.
Yeah.
And it came that way from Image. You know what I'm saying? So it's never been touched. It was signed and then it was sealed.
See, that's another thing. All them old polybag books, did you rip them open, or if you're a collector, did you leave them in the polybag?
Ooh,
I bought.
Great question.
No, what I did was I bought two. So one I kept in the polybag, and one I opened.
Okay, well,
carefully
I'm
opened the
just saying,
polybag.
I got like
stripped
5
across
or
the
6.
top.
I'll have 5 or
my
6
darn.
of the same things still in the polybag. I didn't open any of them.
Well, it's like
I actually, in the collection that I purchased, it had a Ghost Rider that was polybagged and signed by
that's
the
what
artist.
mine were.
Yeah, and he just signed the polybag.
yeah, that's
James,
what they
do me a favor. Pull that slab back up again, James, real quick. Ghost Pepper over on Pilled. He's not familiar with the term. He doesn't know exactly what we're talking about.
The slabbing.
Yeah,
Slabbing.
This is a slab book.
That's when they wrap it in plastic, bro, so you can never open it up again.
Well, it is, it's in a sealed plastic case.
Yeah.
And this is now officially graded. That grade at the top left of it makes it official what this is by this company.
Yeah, it says what quality they see the book as.
Yeah.
Now my
Professionally
other problem is the actual grading system, which
Right.
there's no freaking way that 1,000 people that do this across the nation are all making the same call on the same little nick. Nobody sees the same. Nobody sees these things to the same degree. There's no.
Well, see, this is the way I see it.
I don't need to hear "we'll see." I know for a fact that 2 different people are not going to see every defect to the same degree.
Well,
1,000 people are definitely not going to see every defect to the
Quality
same.
is a trick. Yeah, you have to have a
what I'm saying
system.
is, the bottom line is if you see something and you want to buy it, you're going to buy it. If you don't want to buy it, you're not going to buy it. Whether it's graded, not graded, or whatnot. It's just like being on that app, whatnot. I was on there the other night, and they're putting books up, and it's like the 1 in 25, 1 in 30 copy. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that for that book. I'm not paying for that book. And I was seeing other people pay for it. It depends on what you have to offer and if somebody wants to buy it and if they agree on the price. That's the bottom line of it. If you don't like slab books, you don't want slab books, that's your choice. If you like slab books and you want to have a collection of slab books, be my guest. But It's your money to buy what you want when you want it. And that's just how it is.
Hi,
Yep,
Carrie.
I just see the flaws in the system.
Well, again, it
Just
goes
the flaws in the system. It's like
Just
I
the
can't
fact that
trust
they
the
just
system.
caught that
No.
person.
Yeah, not only
Stealing
that,
one.
but you don't even
Like
know the
last-
book you sent them is the one they're sending you back.
That's the
That's
controversy.
what that person was doing.
Yeah.
You have to trust them.
Well, the thing about it is the odds of them actually having a second book like the one I just sent in is going to
I'm
be
not
hard.
talking about you, James. I'm talking about in general. A general book, not a specific book. I said I understand slabbing specific books, and you can recognize them when they come back to you. That's not the same thing. I'm talking about off the shelf fucking Avengers number fucking whatever they're on now. And,
First appearance of Carnage or something, or
a general book, man. There's no idea. There's no way you can tell if the one they send you back is the one you sent them. You don't know if there's blank pages and it's just a cover now. You don't know unless you break it open, right?
Well, like I said, it's up to the person and it's up to the buyer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I just try to point out the flaws in the system before people invest money in something that ain't gonna be worth
there's
nothing.
some great videos out there if you don't know what slabbing is. There's some great videos explaining it and what to slab, as kind of we're hitting at here. You shouldn't slab everything. There's
Yeah,
something
that's
called key
the
issues.
problem. But see, that's the problem. A lot of people are slabbing everything, and they're splitting the market on what I call worthless books.
How's it going, Hex?
Hex, I sent you the link, bro. I did send you the link. And
You know
Rob,
what?
what's up?
Rob will he said he'll try and be here tomorrow. He's off doing something important today.
Yeah, they're working hard up there.
Yep.
9 more days, people. 9 more days.
Dun, 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 dun.
What's going on there?
Inauguration.
Oh, is that a secret operation?
Shh. Inauguration.
We don't know.
See,
See, nothing,
yep.
hear nothing.
Big things going on. Big things going on there. He's got work to do.
You call it a drilling bit. I don't know what you would call the end of it. But anyways, I'll just call it.
Well, I mean, if it's meant to drill, it's a drill bit.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe tunneling bit sounds better. Like, those tunneling machines they have that
Mhm. Shoot, the one they had in Seattle, didn't they name it Sally?
oh, they actually had a nice name for it.
I think so. Because I want to say she
actually-
got stuck for a minute.
Yeah, we had ours caused a giant sinkhole when they were trying to put in the system.
Oh, jeez.
It wasn't good. Gobbled up a car.
Nice.
Tunneling bit. Yeah, that's good enough.
Carrie. Like Dallas, when it snows in Michigan, shit shuts down. I tried to get to the post office this week, but right now we're waiting for the snow plow to come get the 2 inches of snow. Yeah.
What type of fancy sci-fi name could we make for the alloy that this thing's making? Some kind of carbon, not fusion, because I'm already using fusion. Also carbon, molecular carbon, molecular.
Nano.
Nano?
How
Oh, nano
about,
would be
how
small.
about molecular vibranium?
Vibranium?
It's not bad.
Mystarium.
So
Then I have to spell
that
it.
would be good because, well, so you're calling it an alloy. Isn't an alloy, isn't that a combination of two metals? Or,
It can be 2, 3. It can be 2, 3, 4 mils.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm already
so
using
that one,
something called Titan ore in the series, so something from the moon of Titan. So that's supposed to be like a super powerful. So did you say Titan?
Tiber,
Vibranium.
what was the one you, Tibranium. So that would be, because it sounds like it's all tied together. Like, that sounds like an alloy to me. Tibranium.
Tibranium.
And then it's from the Titan moon, you said, right?
Yeah, but that's just going to be super rare in the series. Like that's like
Mm.
super powerful.
Right.
So there's
Molecular
reasons that
Vibranium.
there's Titan ore. Yeah.
Torino?
Tenorio.
Tenorio is what Rob says.
Sure, or it sounds like an Oreo cookie. Sure.
Okay, going back up to Catalyst Vaults. I agree with that. Slabbing
Yeah,
stuff
it's-
that's
it's-
limited
it's-
edition books.
It's got to be something you can recognize when they send it
Yeah.
back to you as what you sent them. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you don't know, guys. You don't. I mean, your trust. How much trust you gonna put in a company? In 3 different companies, every one of them has had a scandal at some point. Every
Dude,
one
do
of
they
them.
insure them in any fashion that they're like if you find out that you got cheated on it, do they reimburse you?
Oh, there are Facebook groups that are designated like, I mean, just watching like a hawk on those guys. You know,
Well, see, they just recently had a scandal with.
yeah.
So every slab's numbered, okay. And what they found was a guy had done 2 different Incredible Hulks, and one was slabbed at 9.8 and one was slabbed at 9.2. The problem was he was able to crack them where it didn't crack, and he swapped the books out. And he put
He just swapped the labels out, one or the other.
No. He swapped the books out because it's not the label. And he put the 9.2 and the 9.8. And so when the guy got it, he noticed it had been fooled with, so he sent it back into CGC, and CGC said, "No, this is not the book. It's 9.2." You know, they said this isn't a 9.8. They were like, "Wait a minute." So what happened was it became a big scandal that there's a way to open up the case,
Slab.
yeah, and move the books around. So they had to go back in and remanufacture their slab so it couldn't be done anymore. But that made a big deal over on YouTube, on eBay and everything about the books and stuff, because you can track the books. That's the one thing I do like about the slab books. You can track them when they get sold and stuff.
But that's only if the person has it already, like the system already tracks it, right? Like you
Well, like
have
if you are on
checking
eBay,
it in and checking it out.
well, like I said, if you got it on eBay, okay, and it goes to the other person, the person can take it and he can go in and see where it was at originally and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
See if we got, so if it's like I think there was one slab they did where it had been moved, because you can go in and register the book once you get it, and it had been moved like 6 or 7 times since it had been slabbed. But the thing about it is, and this is what I talk about on slab books, if it's an important book to you, and it's like with me, the autograph books, I know the autograph books, they're not going to tamper, you know, my books, because my books are rare, because like I have stuff that's autographed by people that you wouldn't expect to see autographed. Case in point, I have a Transformers that's autographed by Jim Lee because he did the cover on it. But a lot of people don't know that he did the cover on Transformers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what makes it that's I guess how you can add additional value to it.
and
But
same thing-
definitely like when you put in your little app, like this is where when I was investigating slab last year, slabbing stuff, I separated all my comics. I pulled out all my key issues. But what was nice is that little app. I forget what it's called. It starts with C, but there's a nice app out there that will tell you whether something's a key issue or not, or the first appearance of someone. So that helps you kind of guide you to what you could slab or should consider
You
slabbing.
talking about key collectors?
No, it's comic book. Oh, actually, I got my phone right here.
might as well look at the phone.
Yeah, it's on my phone, and it's cool because you can scan your comics and it will figure it out for you, and you can put them in. And
No, I'm not going to do my 24 long boxes. No, thank you.
I don't have a huge collection anymore, but it did take a while still to do it. And then there's so many variants. You'll find out about the variants that like I didn't know some of these variants existed of stuff. Let me see.
I put 7,000 books in stash my comics.
Jeez. Yeah, you'd be there a while.
already
CLZ
did. I mean, that's how many I have in there, and I kind of quit putting them in there because a lot of the indie stuff I buy now isn't in the database anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. If it's indie stuff. So the last one I was looking at, because I saw, who was the cover artist? How can I forget his name now? Yeah, Jeff. Oh shoot! It just, of course, my phone changes on me. Jeff something Wood. Jeff Hirschwood. I didn't know he was from Ottawa. I was at, like, sitting a couple seats down from him at a little comic convention. I'm like, dang, I have that comic at home. I saw the poster on his desk. I'm like, that's interesting. That guy is the poster of that artwork. That's the cover I bought years ago. And I went, oh, it's the artist. I didn't know he taught at the college that I went to. So I was
Nice.
like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but yeah, there you can see it only in a certain angle. But it was this cover of Doctor Strange, number 50, and I'm like, oh, dang, the artist is like right here. It was almost calling Gillian, but it's called CLZ Comics.
Oh, CLZ. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, CLZ. Sorry, comics. It's pretty good, but it does have a subscription. What I did is I did the subscription until I was done, and then I turned it off. But the fact that it will tell you something important is happening in the comic is nice. You know, we can filter them out.
Hey, is it
Your
pretty
Paladins.
easy? Is it pretty easy for an American to come up there into Canada and do a Comic Con, or is there problem at the borders with getting your stuff across?
So I've been trying to figure out how to do the reverse. I thought it'd be fun to come down to, Pop's part of town at some point or something.
Well,
like that.
here's the thing. Okay.
But it getting over the board, but yeah, it can be, because so the company I work with, some people came in from the States who were contractors, and they got stopped. So if you're going, I don't know what the rule would be in that case, because if it's a business, so if you're going for work, it's different than if you're going to visit, right?
Yeah.
So you're making money and doing stuff. So that's the problem.
Well, here's the whole stick. Now most people don't know. I help manage DFW Airport. Okay, the third busiest airport in the world, and I deal with the customs area. So if you're going to travel outside the United States, like you're going to go for a comic book convention, this is what you need to do. Number one, have a passport. Okay, I don't care if they say just take a driver's license. No, passport is the big document you want to have. But you're going to go to Mexico, or you're going to go to Canada, where you can just drive over with driver's license and stuff.
Yep,
I was
I
going
got
to
one.
say, okay, now because you're going to be doing work, before you go, you need to go to the Canadian embassy that's going to be near you, or a consulate, and ask them, do I need a work permit to do this comic book convention?
Oh, really?
If you do, if they say yes, then fill out the form and get one. If they say no, then don't worry about it. But ask them up front. It depends on what you're going to do at the country.
Right, exactly, and that's what we'll get you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm worried about going. So I think Mike Ruth is a fairly popular comic artist up here. He's done DC comics like Swamp Thing covers and things like that. But I see him all the time at the cons, and he's traveling between Canada and the States. I'm like, how is he doing this? I was trying to figure it out. Right. I think what he does is he ships his books over the border instead of taking them with him. But I don't know if he did what you mentioned, which is probably the proper way to do it, or if he's just, and again, shouldn't speak to anything that he's doing because I've never talked to him. I'm just going to ask him.
Well, here's my question. Where does he get his books printed at?
Right. Do you get an American address and just keep a stash of them?
No. What I'm saying is, if he gets it printed, because like with me,
he just pick them up here when he comes after he gets over the border. Go.
I just worry that they would stop you, check your social media, for instance. I would post something like, "Hey, Doran is going to be an exhibitor at something," right? And then all of a sudden I'm in trouble at the border, right?
Well, it's real simple. Like with me, on my novels, I have my novels printed by Ingram Spark. Okay, Ingram Spark, they have different places they print the books. Like they have a North America, they have a United States printing place. They have one in Canada. They have two in Europe. They have one in Australia. They have one in South America, and they have one in Asia. So if I go someplace, they can print me books in that location for me to pick up and use. That way, I don't have to carry everything with me.
Right, and that's probably the nice. But I have a whole booth to go with that too.
Right. Well, so do I. I mean, my booths, I've got banners and everything in the kitchen sink for my booth.
Yeah, I got way too much stuff. Oh my
So
gosh. Yeah.
for me,
I'm
what
paring
I would end
down
up
all
doing-
my work.
what I would end up doing is finding the location of the company that's doing it and say, hey, I'm coming in. Let's say I'm going to do the Tokyo Comic Con. I would contact them saying, I'm coming in from the United States. I need to send my setup. Can you guys hold it for me? If they say yes, I'll just pack it in FedEx and send it to them 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah, and I think that's what Ruth is doing. That's my guess, because I think at one point he talked about shipping stuff or something like that over the border.
Yeah, and
We got a guest. We got a guest.
Who we got?
We got Mr. Zaffo, and I'm going to play his trailer before he comes in. Zaff. Oh, shit. I added him.
Hey,
There he
What's
is.
going on, man?
what's
Throw
up?
some smoke grenades, and then he appears.
What's going on, everybody?
Same old, same old. Sitting around drawing, BSing about comics.
I hear
all
you.
the
I
good
hear you.
stuff. How'd your dentist appointment go?
Oh God, it's just horrible. No, they fixed the problem, and now I got to go back. There's other things. It's a never-ending story of pain and horror.
Or the dentist.
So what I hear you saying is you're doing it for the laughing gas.
No, they don't even give me that. You know, it's such a jip.
Dude, I've built up so much tolerance. I just say just numb my entire jaw and go to work because it doesn't work. That stuff has stopped working on me since I was a kid.
Oh, Mr. James Lee, how you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
I am doing good. Working on a new novel. I'm waiting on Don, who is doing all my coding for my book. He's almost got it done. Should have the pages hopefully by the end of the month. That way I can send it in to get the books, the pre-production books, and that way I can look at them and make sure everything's okay, and then I can go to full publishing with the comics. So,
Hail, Grey Wolf.
then I'm working on a brand new novel. So this is what I've been working on with this is the cover. So, the cover looks really good. I just got to get a title made. My last title was done by Mr. Peter Gilmore. So I don't know if I'll be able to get him to do me another title without charging me an arm and a leg. So that's where I'm at right now.
Nice.
But I'm going to have to probably drop out of here in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I will see you guys.
2 seconds, James.
What you got?
Where can everybody find you at?
You can find me at www.themostaz.com, as in just below my name. That's the website. You can find me on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, and you can find me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So that's where you guys can find me. Yeah, and I will be on later tonight on the studio with Don Draw Stuff and Marcus and Omar and Duck Bacon as we do Judge Dredd tonight. So
Very cool.
we'll see you guys. I will see you guys tonight. I think it's at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So y'all have a good day. You know,
All right, James.
Later, James.
Take it easy, man.
Later, James.
Yeah. What's up,
Hey,
Zach?
Jack.
What's going on? I'm trying to find something that I want to share with you, fine gentlemen here, but I can't find it. Is that it? I think that's it. This is I don't know if you guys remember the homage cover I was drawing on one of the streams.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Well, I have gotten it back from the colorist with the title on it.
Oh, yes. Nice. Show it. Show it. Show it.
Now this is this is the preliminary that proof that was sent to me. She's going to be dropping the title a little bit down, so the heads of the two main characters on the cover are over the bottom part of the title. But this is pretty much what it's going to look like.
You want to share a screen or?
Yes. Let me see. Is that Sharon?
Yep, I got you.
Sharon Karen. There it
That
is.
is badass.
Yeah, she did an excellent job.
Who did the colors on that?
Bruna Costa is her name.
Nice.
She's been doing covers and basically covers, I think a pinup maybe for me for the last campaign and this campaign. And now this is moving forward to the third campaign. So yeah, her coloring is I really like it.
Yeah, it looks like it pops good. Yeah.
So that's going to be my cover A for Unbound Fury 2, which should be, if all goes well, February. I'm thinking maybe middle of March, the latest. I'm hoping to get the campaign going. It all depends. It all depends on when I get my stuff back from the printer.
Got ya.
Oh, the good old printer.
So I got to send out some updates on the campaigns today. Let them know where I'm at.
We just submitted ours to the printer on Friday night. Or not, what is today? Say Saturday, last night, Friday, Thursday night. Thursday night we did it.
I'm still doing the lettering. It is a long and tedious process because I am not an actual letterer, so it takes me a little bit longer to do it. But I'm like the pages that are done. I'm liking the way they look, the way they set up. So hopefully everyone will feel that it's worth it when they get theirs.
Well, hey, if you're ever looking for a letterer, Keith Gleason is lettering my book. He's an excellent letterist, and he charges a decent price. So, Keith Gleason.
All right. Yeah, if I decide
don't get enough
I'm just not wanting to do it anymore, then yeah, I'll definitely be interested.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm trying to keep my costs as low as possible.
Doran does lettering too.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. I'm glad I did it because I learned that I was reading comics wrong my entire life.
Yeah,
One thing. Yeah, I didn't understand the grammar of comics. And the book, there's a book you can get off Blambot's site, and it's on Amazon called, I'd have to go find it now. I'm going to find, well, I should find it. I'm going to talk to it because it's the best lettering book I've ever seen. And it taught me, I didn't understand what double hyphens meant. I just would read through double hyphens without understanding what is happening in the text when to use a double hyphen and when not to is explained in there and stuff like that. It's a great book. Of course, I put my keyboard in there. Let me see if I can find it. Because if I was lettering, I would want to. There's parts of this book I would want to definitely read.
Yeah, there was when I was thinking of doing it for my book, I was trying to teach myself as well, and there was stuff in there where I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like just the whole fact that it's all uppercase, unless it starts here and does this, and you're kind of like, "Well, wait a minute."
When to use a capital I was something
that's it right there. It was the I. It was like you can use a lowercase I in this case, but it was you're like sons of bitches.
Yeah, there's a whole lingo that a comic reader will kind of expect. Now, it doesn't mean you have to go that far in a sense, but I'm just on their site now, Blambot. Can I share this?
I think one of the worst things you can do nowadays is do shit wrong because somebody's going to point it out. You know?
Yeah, and if you want to take it to the next level, right? It would probably be a good thing to. So this is Blam. I don't know if you can share my screen, but this is Blam.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
They got a whole lettering video section on YouTube too. So I didn't know this. I just discovered this as I was there. So they have a whole lettering section to teach you how to do special effects and that. But their site, they give, for indie creators, they give free fonts, free rights to some of these fonts, which is fantastic.
I'm gonna have to.
I got a bunch of them.
And they got, they tell you how to create a script here. It's probably, I don't know if I can zoom in on this, but they give you like some real helpful advice, a comic book grammar and tradition. So this is what I'm referring to here. There's a book. This is the book I have, but here are some real the basics of when to do certain things,
Right.
And it's just nice to know, right? When here's the I thing, like here's part of the I thing. And you know what I mean? And when here's a double hyphen example, I mean, there's some great stuff just for free, just sitting here to look. When to use the triple, this was the other thing too, the ellipses. I understood them, but not at the level I did. So I needed to understand when to put a double hyphen instead of ellipses. So that was a big learning thing for me. I didn't notice this before, but there's a book that actually is associated with the person who's putting this all here. I don't see it here. I thought they had a picture of it here on this page. But this is amazing guidance as to how to do some of the simple things you might not think about and make your comic match to the industry. Sometimes there has to be standards, right?
I just letter everything in big bad font, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that font in forever.
Yeah.
It's all icons everywhere.
Yeah.
I totally get standards, and I believe in standards, but it's the nitpicking that some people will go through nowadays.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, that's just ridiculous.
I struggled with this part here. So I had radio communication in the Forsaken Future 1. I struggled with how to do it because it didn't look right. And then when I saw this, I think it was this bottom option here with the kind of the cut in, I'm like, that's what I want to do. So once you just looking at this page for a couple minutes would have helped me. I guess I didn't need to buy the book. I could have just went to this section. This is really good. I didn't ever understood this tail part about it. I understood it. I've seen it, but I didn't understand why I would want to do it all the time. But anyways, I used that. And
wow.
Bubbles. I do my own thing when it comes to the thought bubbles. Maybe I shouldn't, but this just goes through it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Letters definitely don't get enough respect to what they're actually thinking about and doing for them. And they're usually reasonably priced.
Yeah. One of the things, there was a little meme or whatever going around this last week or two, and it said comparing comic book artists to a band. Right, like the writers, the singer, the artist is the lead guitarist, and then the minute I heard about it, my brain automatically went to, well, as an inker myself, I'm like, well, we got to be the bass player. And they were like, no, the letter is the bass player, and inker's rhythm guitar. I'm like, really? Like, I would think.
I thought the letter would be the drummer. I don't know
who was. I think the drummer was the colorist.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. I thought the guitar. So the singer would have been the artist, your head person, and then
the writer.
Lead guitar would have been the colorist. I would have thought. Okay. That's cool. That's neat that you can compare stuff like that, and just because our mind does do it, we prioritize the letters. Same as a writer. Maybe the writer was in there. Maybe that's who got lead guitar, but we do it right. It's at the cons all the time. People don't care. Certain people don't care whether you're the writer or not. If I'm sitting there and I have my comics out, they go, the first thing is always, "Are you the artist?" It's the first words out of their mouth. "Oh no, I'm the writer." And sometimes people actually walk away because they can't get it signed. It's like, see you later.
You're like, I can sign that too. I can sign it.
Yeah, I can sign it. But one guy didn't want it one year. I was like, that's pretty depressing. I was like, oh, come on. You sure you don't want my autograph?
Like, no, you're not important. You're just a writer.
I'm not charging anything. He bought the comic and then he didn't want me to sign it. I was like kind of laughing on the inside. I was like, all right. I do so much. I do the lettering. I do the writing. I do the character design. I do the dang artist. They're such a star.
I just read my book myself after I've lettered it, and if I can get through it without any hiccups, it's good for me.
I always send it to someone
What's up,
else now
Chris?
because I've made my mistakes.
What's going on? Yeah, always have someone else read it.
Yeah, I actually have been. Editors aren't expensive either. Like I've got a really good editor I worked with on Raquel too. It's not for $30, $40 to get someone to review your comic and that's Canadian, so $20.
I just have my wife read
it. There's skills to that. Like, yeah, it depends. It would depend on her ability to do that. Yeah.
My wife's pretty critical, so.
Oh, that's a bonus prize then.
Oh, dude, drawing these pages. So I've done 3 pages of nothing but this chick's face, right? And my wife is the most critical one when it comes to my females. And she's all like, "Oh, you changed." She made it in this panel right here. Like I goofed on the chin a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, you're changing her look up in panel 3." And I'm like, "No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I just can't draw
I'll fix it
consistently."
It's like, oh, she used to be a man.
Yeah, they're like, so there's also a joke where we go, if we see somebody that's pretty ugly, an ugly girl, whatever, I'll go, that girl's so pretty, it looks like I drew her.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife is totally critical of my females.
It took a long while for my spouse for her to get into helping a bit. She now comes to the cons, but she does editing and stuff. But I still send it out for the finals. I still send it out to someone I know who's done comic editing before. Again, just because that's not the thing I want to. And I've had people, my friend Corey, who does Sister Mercy, who is like a Mr. Writer. He reviewed one of my comics before. Yeah, Corey, and he reviewed it, was cool enough to do it. But then you know what? I found problems with it afterwards too. And I was like, oh, it's just hard sometimes to get a thorough, and that could be to the font, right? Like in some cases, what we were just talking to with the actual way the lettering's going, like there were certain things that weren't caught with that. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, we're having Justin Sweets do ours. He's editing our comic book.
Editor people. Got it.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll know if you pay for one once, whether you get something out of it or not. If you don't get anything out of it, of course, don't do it again, or don't use that editor. But I've two or three I've worked with now, and everyone's been great. And when they give you ideas back too, that's when I like an outside opinion sometimes, and that's what. So I've switched off. I'm not doing I'm pretty far on that other one. I'm just kind of trying to figure out this picture that I've had for a long time. I've been working on my fate dealer. So I got to get her figured out.
She got steel claws. What is that?
That's actually her. So she's a seer. So she actually can deal the deck. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. The deck with all the cards with your fortune telling. Thank you, the tarot cards. So she can deal the tarot cards, and then it has a reaction. So she's in this case, if I could, I'm not zooming in on the right screen. She's dealing the death card. So all the flesh is kind of removing from her hand.
Oh,
she's gonna deal death. You know what I mean? So that's what she's dealt, and that's what she's about to deal to somebody in that scenario. Now these little rings, like a lot of my characters usually have depths, and these rings are actually protecting her from her whole body becoming like these ruined rings are actually what's stopping the power from taking over her whole body. That's just part of the character.
Damn.
But yeah.
Looking good, Doran. Like it. I like it.
This was part of Raquel, but it may not happen. It may not happen now. But yeah, this was artist, the fate dealer, one of the witches, or the as I say, seers. So I was introducing Lilith in this character, in this series, and then she's the mother of witches and the night and all that. So there would be witches' covens underneath her. So this would have been one of the coven members. I was looking into your lullaby thing too. You mentioned Levi last time too, so that was interesting.
Did it show up?
It didn't show up necessarily in the research I did but it makes sense now to me because Lilith would take babies, right? So you would sing a lullaby maybe to try and protect your baby from.
Yeah, it was when they did that, it was just kind of like it seemed like it was like an add-on. It was like they had a list of 10 things that you didn't know about Lilith or something like that.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
But
and I want to say it was like a TikTok video. Something
okay,
bored, yeah, something bored late at night and just going, yeah, tell me about
it's just
Lilith.
nice to hear different things because you can work that into a story, right? If you
Yeah,
can, I'm
exactly.
trying not to make her overly. I don't even know. I don't want to go too much into the story, but yeah, I don't want to make her. I want to make her dark, but not too dark. And I'll talk when you mention something like that. I'll probably mention something in the story. Say, oh, all the lore about, she says, oh, all the lore, right? You know what I mean? Something like
Right,
that, and then mention
right.
something. Yeah, I'm a baby.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
kind of
don't.
sarcastic comment to it, right?
Oh my goodness, they.
All the fools singing
I'm,
lullabies for protect.
or I'm picturing this lady holding, like, here, hold my baby for a minute. Like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, maybe not, maybe not.
Yeah,
Is that like a hold my beer?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like I said, they also they tried tying it into Lilith Fair, right? And I'm kind of like, I'm not so sure about that one. Like, oh yeah, Lilith Fair was totally inspired by Lilith from the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I mean, even though there's some videos, so I watched quite a few more videos too. There's some people who claim that she's not even
Mhm.
really mentioned as Lilith anywhere. It's like in the Garden of Eden and all that stuff. So it's just more, there's so much stories, but that's what makes it cool, and that's what creates
Right.
something of interest. Because so many people have done Lilith. I like to think that when I do it, it will be more of a
Mm-hmm.
different spin on it, and it's not just going to be a character name. Like some people just take the name and go, "Oh, now it's Lilith."
Right.
Right? You know what I
You
mean?
remember you remember when shoot, the actor that he did Gladiator, but he did Noah's Ark. Um
Oh, Russell Crowe.
Russell
Russell,
Crowe. Yeah.
Russell.
Like I was working with a kid. He was super religious, brought up in the church, and he went and seen it because it was a story about Noah. And he came back all upset and pissed off.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not how it happened, and blankety blank. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There's other
Didn't know you were
books out
there,
there.
right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah. He's like giants and all this other stuff. I'm like, have you ever heard of the Book of
Oh,
Enoch?
yeah. There's
You
giants.
know?
I thought there was. Yeah. No. The thing is, giant. The whole birth of giants is a whole other interesting thing. Like I actually watched videos on that too when I was doing research on demons, and the
Right.
fact that the angels. So angels became the story of giants is that angels became obsessed with humans. That's why angels interact with humans, and they had sex with humans, and that created giants. So that's
Yep.
the whole lore that I had seen in a couple different videos about giants and how they got formed. These kind of mutant humans are actually from angels.
Does anyone here play video games?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
All right. The God of
Well,
War
yeah,
series.
but
The God of War series has really interesting takes on not only Greek mythology but Norse mythology.
Oh yeah.
It uses
I
a
assume
lot
it
of
would.
the actual stuff and does little tweaks and changes here and there. But their take on the giants was pretty cool.
There was a game years before that came out called Ragnarok, and I loved it, and it went into the same type of lore.
Yeah.
When I saw Gods of War, I was like, man, the PlayStation's kind of just taken off from that series, but it looks like it's amazing. I have lots of friends who play that. I don't have a PlayStation though.
My whole universe is all my characters get their superpowers and everything like that because from the gods, basically. And I do nothing but every time I find something new, I read it and I get familiar with the different takes on everything. So this is what I'm currently thumbing through.
I got somebody at my door.
By Robert Graves.
I'll be right back.
Hide, Levi, hide. Get under the table.
But there's tons of cool myths out there that you can make a whole story.
Oh
of.
yes.
Oh,
I got books
so
and
you can
books.
see it better. This is the one I'm currently reading.
Nice.
And yeah, so I mean, I got a whole bookshelf dedicated to just reference material, books, Greek, Norse, Egyptian, you name it, occults of the world, all different stuff.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I've got quite a few of the
No.
gods, like
No, just
like a encyclopedia of
just let 'em
them.
go.
And what all these god names. I like to reference that sometimes. I was doing in Raquel, well, not in Raquel, but in the World of Whitefire, I was doing a Loki before Loki came out in Marvel officially, like in the movies. And I'm like, no, got rid of that.
Hey guys,
I mean? He wasn't mainstream. Now he's kind of mainstream, so that kind of ruins.
What's up, Leo?
I got we're sitting here talking about God and religion and stuff, and I got either Mormons or Jehovah Witnesses at my door.
Oh, see, they're
That's a
listening.
sign.
Yeah, take you to church.
Tell them, come inside. You're just in time for the bloodletting.
No, yeah.
We caught a witch. Did you bring your rocks to put in her pocket?
I go to the Blue Sky Cathedral.
We're about to light this witch on fire. Yeah, so I use a lot of that. Most of my stories are about, for my characters are, they derive their powers from the ancient gods of myth, all different types, and it's mixed with human science, and they're falling out of favor, like their disbelief in the gods because they've moved on with science and stuff like that.
Science magic.
So it's pretty.
I stole something from Dungeons and Dragons. So I was a big fan of the Ravenloft. I don't know if anybody would even know what that is, but
yeah, I remember that.
Ravenloft was their kind of vampire world between you went through this mist and you were in this different world. So if you saw a fog, it would be like a portal to another realm. But what was cool about Ravenloft was when you played it as a dungeon master, which was what I was doing, is if your characters, if the people on they were playing with you, if they did anything bad, Ravenloft would reward you, the world of Ravenloft, for being dark, and your soul would slowly become corrupt. So you'd get special powers, and you go, wow, I got special powers, but your soul is getting corrupted at the same time. So I kind of stole that in a sense that in Raquel, the demons, that's how the demons get their powers, is when they kill somebody of value, they get stronger evil gifts, right? So it makes them more powerful. So the more demons kill or take over someone's soul, the stronger they get, type mentality.
It sounds like
Hi,
corporate
Christy.
America.
Sounds like what?
Corporate America.
Oh, yeah, exactly like corporate America. More people you get, more powerful you are.
Did we get Chris? Chris Maycock? Happy New Year's, gents.
Happy New Year's.
What up?
Hi, Christy. What's up? What's up? Are you safe, Christy? You fire safe right now? Everything cool over there?
You're not hunting down Gavin Newsom, right?
Yeah, running around taking blowtorches to trees.
Been victim to the power outages down there. She couldn't do her show Thursday. I'm fire safe, sweet. There we go.
Nice.
Good news. Good news. damn, Levi, you got about 2 hours in.
Yeah. Got you guys want to keep going for a little bit, or what do you guys want to do?
I'm good to keep going.
I'm good too.
Pops. Ain't up to me. I ain't drawing.
Good.
I'm good for at least another half hour.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Get Zaffo a full hour in.
No Omer today?
He's over on the he's trying to earn some money.
Oh, where he earning money?
Where is it? Red Valkyrie? Their auction they got going today. He landed a spot. So tried getting a spot too, but didn't get it.
Is a spot some kind of exhibition space? What's a spot?
Oh, for the auction. So they hold. It's the first auction of the year. You just sell your artwork and stuff.
Okay.
Live auctions.
Gotcha.
Same thing here. They probably whether or not their studio holds 6 or I think ours holds 10, right, Pops?
Oh, so this is like an online auction thing.
Yeah. She's over on or he is over on the Red Valkyrie channel. I'm not sure the link right now, but I think they're doing 4 auctions total, I think, and it's 2 today, so 1 right now, and then 1 a little bit later, and then the same deal tomorrow. Not sure what pieces he's selling.
You know them auction shows, man, they are great if you got money to spend, but they're painful if you don't.
No doubt. Hell, any Comic-Con type deal is painful if you ain't got money.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. You see all that.
A lot of people do. Yeah. A lot of people, when you talk to them, they do kind of their first round. They'll go through the convention, see what's there, and then spend their money. Like, they're so conservative, some people, but I understand. If you got a budget and you go there, you want to stay in it, right?
Yeah, I get it. There was 1 year at Emerald City Comic Con. It was Sunday, and I'd been real good all freaking weekend. And my wife was finally like, "Just go, go make yourself happy." And I'm like, "You do realize what you're telling me to do?" She's like, "I know." And I walked out on the floor, and of course, you have your regular cash box, and then you have like your overflow in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
And I walked off with the overflow.
But he didn't come back with it.
Came back with stuff.
I came back with stuff.
It happens every convention to me. The money I make goes into something else probably there.
I have never ever purchased a statue at a comic book store. And the only right there at the Comic-Con, I bought myself $100 Captain America statue. I bought my first those gigantic books where it shows the original artwork. What are those things called? Anyway, I got the Joe Kubert Tarzan run. So it's a huge, gigantic book, 11 by 17, this size. And come back, she's like, "Oh, well, how much did you spend?" I'm like, "Well, I'm only up to $250 now."
Did you have a look on her face?
Yeah, she's like, "You've only been gone 10 minutes." I'm like, "That's just because I knew where it was at."
Yeah, I had a list all along.
Yeah.
It's like
I
you
spent
see it in the
210 minutes. I
backyard.
need another 3 hours.
Yeah, your dog
Exactly.
wants in the house or out. It just sits there. Come on, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Come on, let me go. Let me
Come
open the
on.
door.
Come on.
I'm up. Woohoo!
I've already thought about the spot. I'm going to poop. Let's go.
You only been gone 10 minutes. Yeah, average it out for the next hour and a half. I got more money to spend. Bye.
Yeah, you don't
See
want me
ya.
to be gone any longer.
Did we make any more overflow money? I'm light.
Yeah. It was
Like-
nice to have the family come along to the Comic Cons and then when you got a table because you just have a collection of books and just like divvy it up like, okay, go get this guy's autograph, go get this guy's autograph. And you're like, not this one though. I'm going to go get this one. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I was a little proud and upset that my son was, oh gosh, who was the inker? Klaus for Ramita Jr. Yeah, so my son's a big Ramita Jr. fan, and Klaus was there one year, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get Klaus, and he's like, no, I get Klaus Janson. I'm like, all right, fine.
Klaus Janson, another good guy.
Did you go to? Was he a teacher at your school?
Yeah.
Nice.
Klaus, Walt.
Man, I wish I could. If I ever won the lottery, I would put a bunch of these guys back to work again. I would. I'd just be like, Walt, what do you want to draw?
Exactly.
He'd probably be like, Thor. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. Every comic book company in existence has a Thor, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he do Alpha Flight X-Men?
Alpha Flight X. That wasn't Brognov?
Who?
Oh, Alpha Flight X-Men. No. That was Paul Smith.
It was a 1980s crossover miniseries.
Yeah, Paul Smith. You're thinking of Simonson did the cover for new Teen Titans X-Men crossover.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if he did the interiors. I know he did the cover though.
I like this stuff. I also like when he does spaceships and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That
He
is a
makes some
skill.
really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That's definitely a skill. Some people can't do that type of stuff at all.
Well, I read this whole. It wasn't a book. It was like an article in an art magazine for drawing crafts, whether it be spaceships, cars, futuristic stuff, whatever, based on household stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
So now that's what I do. I just grab something off my desk or off the table or whatever, and I turn it into
Nice.
some sort of vessel.
I've seen them do that with the electric razor or just a razor in general or an egg beater or something like that. You're like, yeah, that's fucking cool.
It gives you the base shape to just attach all the cool stuff to, you know?
Right.
Because realistically, when you, at least for me, when I go to draw something fictitious out of my head that's a spaceship or a futuristic car or something, that's the hardest thing is that base shape.
Yeah.
You know, is it going to be a square, triangle, oval, multiple ovals? Like,
My brain just goes in those situations. That's what I started drawing as a kid. It was ships and tanks, and my brain just starts flowing in that situation. It just starts. Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna put sometimes if you don't have a base shape.
yeah, some people are really, really good with it and don't need anything. But I found it makes life a lot simpler when you have.
What'd be funny is if you did it based on that shaver or whatever, or the razor. If you ran into a hairy planet out there that needed it,
You know,
pulls right up to it.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you, Galactus.
and you could just be really, you just be really blatant with the naming of it too. Like, where's your spaceship? Oh, you mean the razor?
Yeah, or the Gelator.
Yeah. Where's your Bic? I mean, your ship.
What's the name?
Yeah.
What's the name of your ship? The Mach 4.
Yeah, they can like shoot off the end of the razor, like when you change your blades or something. Like, whoosh.
Yeah. The ship gets damaged and it ejects, like the cartridge front is the ejection pod.
Yeah, or that's how they escape. Maybe that's like the shuttle or
Yeah.
something that
Or
survives
something.
the explosion.
Yeah.
So we were talking about slabbed comic books earlier, Zaffo. You got any?
I do not. I am a comic book fan in, I guess, the most original form. I have, and I'm not even joking, I have tens of thousands of comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have every comic I've ever bought since I was 8 years old. And only about a quarter of them are bagged and boarded. They're all in boxes. They're all in comic boxes. But, I mean, I have, most of my collection is still back with my mother when I used to live there. And I still have, I'd have to say maybe like 3,000-4,000 here where in my house.
Wow.
And, but that's it. I collect them because I read them and I like them and I like the art and I like, the stories. And I've never been in it for the value of the comic, what it could be. I don't have a flipper mentality or anything like that.
Right.
I'm the same way. I
So-
don't have much of a flipper mentality. I don't have that many comics, but
Yeah. So slab stuff doesn't appeal to me. I need to be able to open it up if I want to and read it. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything
It's
wrong
just
with
not for
that.
me.
it's just a different type of collection. Hey, if it helps the industry exist and brings
Exactly.
money into it, fantastic.
I mean, that to me, and it's funny because there's a lot of people in this scene that are in my age group, and they have like a flipper mentality nowadays. But I feel like everybody forgot, like back in the from the 80s all through the 90s. I think maybe in the 90s towards the end there is where it became a big thing. But people were all doing the same thing. Not too many people were in it for the money that it could be worth. They were in it to, oh, look, this artwork's sick. Oh, look, this story's great.
Yep.
That's what it was all about originally. And that's when the industry, I think when the industry blew up and went mainstream, when they started talking about movie deals and stuff in the late 90s, and Image was a thing, and that got big. I think that's what brought eyes to the industry that were never there before.
Mm-hmm.
And you would start seeing them pop up slowly but surely in news articles. Like they would do a write-up on a big comic writer or artist, and then it just started snowballing and became a much bigger thing. But I remember one of the questions that everyone that was getting into comics or that was already in comics was trying to figure out was, how do we make this go more mainstream?
Yeah.
And they, through movies, was how it happened, I guess, because that's once Marvel saw some success, that's where it blew up.
Yeah.
Actually, DC with Batman.
Yeah.
But the
89.
DC, I like to say that it's the indies, like a lot of the indie ones, that's kind of say, because Superman and it's not Superman, but Spider-Man and Batman were dying for a while there. But then it was, when Marvel created Blade, that was a, your lead character, see Blade, really, that was a great movie. Like I remember going to the theater and seeing that. Judge Dredd when it came out, I went to the theater, and The Crow, of course.
The Crow made
and even the Phantom doesn't get much credit, but I went and I saw that too.
Yeah.
But I saw this different sets of characters, and I like to think that that's what helped them.
Or Dick Tracy
in Hollywood on
Yeah,
it.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy.
Then
would
they
be
did
an
the Green
example of another
Hornet.
one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, the Hornet was
A lot of the indies or less known ones really made.
I think because they could probably afford them. They probably weren't as snubby as all the.
And then it opened up to indies getting other deals like Scott Pilgrim, which no one thought would ever get a movie, got a movie.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass got a movie.
Mystery Man.
Oh, right. I almost forgot about
The
that.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's one of my
Yeah, I
favorite
watched that one.
movies.
Yeah, I like that. Very
Which one?
different.
Mystery Man. I don't know. I guess I'm a Ben Stiller fan.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but
It was good. I liked League. I thought it was very different. I didn't know anything about it, and taking all these characters from different, like the Humpback and Vampire, like Dorian Gray and
Dorian Gray.
Yeah,
It was a very steampunky type of feel to it too.
Yeah, I liked 2000 Leagues Under the Sea back in the day. So them having that kind of feel to that.
Oh, it definitely did. Yeah. But yeah, so all those were in the rise back with, and I think that's what gave comics its kickstart into the mainstream was all that stuff.
And they say Hollywood was out of ideas at one point, and that was part of it.
They're still
Hollywood didn't know what to do. Yeah, and that's why they're still making all these comic movies.
I
don't know what else to do.
I like when people like what's his name that did The Godfather. Oh, I can't think of his name. That's Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Scorsese. So they badmouth superhero movies, but you know what? Someone put out something new, put out something original. They don't have it, so
no.
You can complain about it all you want, but it's what's keeping all these famous actors in work, and it's making the industry money.
Yeah.
Like think about it. If you go back to when Marvel started its phase one, and it with Iron Man and all that, and how successful it was, even how successful the X-Men movies were from what was it, Fox or Sony had them?
I think it was Fox, yeah.
Yeah, and even though they weren't done well and they got a lot of criticism, the box offices for these movies were pretty good, and it reignited not only the industry and people going to theaters again, but it also gave all these big name actors and actresses their starts and perpetuated them, gave them something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what else is coming out? What else? Who else is putting out original movies? All these reboots of everything I grew up with in the 80s is like, come on.
It's not even just about the movies. I was reading or watching some videos on why is Star Trek having such issues? Why is did Abrams bail on it and all that stuff? And it's the toy rights and things like that as well. That's where a lot of the money's actually made.
Right.
Is you have all the licensing and that's where I don't know who owns Star Trek, but they will refuse to give up licensing, and it handicaps the ability to make money off the movies. And that's part of why Abrams was so mad he jumped ship and went over to Star Wars. So like your ability to make money off the movie and sell it is hampered in that case if you can't create the merchandise and have control of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, the stars want their royalties off that too. The Hugh Jackman look and the.
Oh yeah. Well, I look at it like this: if he gave so many years of his career to that franchise, so rightfully so,
I didn't think he would come back. I didn't think he would do Deadpool. I thought he was done.
I'm glad he came back.
I am too. Yeah.
And now they're saying he's going to do another. I don't know if it's a Wolverine or another something.
Well, the apex for me had to be Captain America, because I did something after seeing that movie I had never done, and that I went and seen the first Captain America movie in the theater with some friends, and I'm such a huge fan. I literally the very next night took my family to see it again.
Oh, cool.
See, and that's my measure of a good movie right there. Am I gonna pay money to see it again?
Yep, I did.
Okay. If it's like, okay, one and done, whatever, then it's okay, whatever. if I'm willing to go spend money to see it again, then it's a good.
Yeah. It's crazy to say the most times I've ever seen a movie in the theater is 6, and you guys won't know what movie it is. It's
Star
the
Wars.
one you would have ever done.
Snow White.
No.
I saw Star Wars about.
It was actually Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, because that's not a bad one.
I loved that comedian back in the day. I
like that movie
again,
too.
we're talking $2 theater days. I was poor at the time.
The
Right.
first
So just
time
having
I
gas
ever
money.
stood in line for a movie, like stood in a real line for a movie, was Star Wars, the original,
Right.
New Hope. First time I ever stood in line for a movie. I stood in line for that movie probably 30 times over the summer.
Return of the Jedi was the first one I was able to see as a kid. So that's the one where we was riding in the back of my in the middle of the country. The family threw us in the back of the pickup truck, no seat belts or nothing, right?
Yeah,
Drove us to
good
the
old
theater.
days.
We're kids falling all over the place in the back because they're trying to get to the movie quick. You know what I mean? Getting in there, and, yeah.
I was born in '75, so I got to see Star Wars when Empire Strikes Back came out, and they did a re-release.
Okay.
See,
So I got to see both of them.
So I'm 72, but just the way I grew up.
13 years old when Star Wars hit the theater. I was in that line every time I had the money to go get in that line. Every time.
It's hard
like
to think
all summer.
that he had trouble selling that. You know what I mean? Like I watched that special on Netflix about him selling it. I'm sorry, not selling it, but trying to get the movie, get support, and all the things he had to do. Like his crew didn't even support him who were filming it. He had to stay late and redo a bunch of scenes himself, and like just that whole little documentary on him and what he went through to make Star Wars happen. So
Yeah,
good
then
on
he
him.
had
A
to
lot of
do all
people
the
insult him.
He had to do all the modeling himself too, right? The models.
Yeah, well, the people bailed on him. There's
Yeah.
literally the people he had working on it didn't believe in it. They were just taking the paycheck, right? So
Right.
he had to really take control of everything. And the toy rights, nobody wanted the toy rights. Isn't that amazing to think now? Like you look back, like how much money Kenner made off that, and you know.
Yeah,
So,
the film industry should really take their cues from the past. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Try doing what works.
And with the space race and everything going on in the 60s and all that stuff, it just adds right on to that. I didn't know why Battlestar Galactica died until I watched a special on that.
Oh, why did it die?
Recently. Star Wars. They got the poop suit out of them by Lucas. That's why they transitioned off of Battlestar Galactica to Buck Rogers, which still has another Han Solo type character, right? So if you start looking at the Han Solo type characters out there, Starbuck, Buck Rogers, it's the same people making it. So, and it was $1 million. It was the most expensive thing on TV. It was $1 million an episode.
Holy shit!
Galactica, yeah. So they had the biggest budget ever for a television show, and they were doing great with it. The original, I didn't know. So the Viper, from Battlestar Galactica. So when you watch Buck Rogers, the spaceship they have in Buck Rogers, that was the original design for the Viper in Battlestar Galactica, but it was too expensive to produce or something like that. There was some reason why they didn't use it. So they created that other streamlined ship look that became the Viper in the original Battlestar. Yeah.
Buck Rogers ship was badass.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember having the toys until people started choking on them, right? And then they had to attach
I had it too.
Yeah. Their toys were fragile, though.
Also, what's his name?
My mom got so mad.
What was his name? Hawkman? What was his name? The eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Eagle something. Yeah.
I used to think they were the cool. Him and his wife. I thought they were the coolest characters.
Yeah. They had the coolest toy spaceship out there.
I think it was Star Trek Next Generation when that series was still playing. Was when I first, was cued in on the fact that these shows have a budget to them, and and after that, it was like it kind of ruined it for me because now I look at some of those TV shows and I look at the Star Trek episodes where they do the whole time travel thing where they travel back to 1984 and they're all in city duds and just regular fucking, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
just
the
like they're in
point where-
town, like
Yeah,
just like Star Trek. They do like a Western episode because there's a Western set around that they could
yeah,
to and film.
yep.
You know what I
Budget's
mean?
out. Low
They
on
still
budget
do
work.
that. They still do that.
Yeah.
Anyone watch Legends of Tomorrow?
No, that sounds familiar though.
It was a DC.
Oh yes, sorry,
yes.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
And they
I
had
did watch some of that. Yeah.
and so their spaceship had a replicator thing on it, and they would travel through time, and they
Yes.
always wore time period outfits and costumes. But these are all costumes that are probably in Hollywood from back in the days that they could just recycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. The Buck Rogers thing, like they had the coolest toy. Like this little ship I have here, to me was the coolest toy as a kid. No one had anything like it, but it wasn't actually from Buck Rogers. It's something they sold. I have actually an original one in a box. I loved it.
That's
that
cool
much.
looking.
But what made it neat as a kid is it has, see the little buttons here on, well, sorry, I'm doing this the wrong way. There's buttons on either side here. And see this kind of telescope. What you could do as a kid to play, you looked in let's see if I get this to work right here. You look in the back targeting here, and you can actually zoom in like a periscope in on what you're looking at. It's a mirrors, and you get little effects in the back when you press the buttons, like you're blowing up the other toys you're playing with.
Right.
Yeah, I see the
I've never
sight
seen
on it
anything
now.
like that. Yeah. So that
crosshairs.
would light up, and you would do. This was created by me. So I'm starting another stream off the ground called Around the Studio, and I'll be doing one on this one. So this is really, really a cool little ship from back in the day. I love showing this off to friends who had Star Wars toys because was nothing like it. But it turned out that this exact ship was used. Also, the design was sold to the Black Hole. So the toy line had the identical ship. So this was a company that would sell the ships to, the
molds and stuff.
Yeah, the molds. So there's a famous Star Trek helmet for Spock back in the day. Same principle. Company created this mold, and they just slapped the Star Trek name on it. So they slapped the Buck Rogers name on this and sold it as a Buck Rogers toy or Black Hole toy or whatever. Yeah.
My favorite Christmas as a kid was the year I got the Ewok City.
Oh, I got it right over here, the Ewok Town. Yeah,
And-
it's right,
and-
like really right there.
Yeah, and the AT-AT in the same year.
Yeah, that's behind me to the.
I was loving it, dude.
We see the Millennium.
There's the ad.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was the best Christmas ever. I was playing on
I
the.
was so jealous. Like I never had it as a kid because I was a poor kid. I got most of the stuff later on in life as my revenge.
And my parents were like, "You got to move it off the dining room table," because I left it there for like weeks after Christmas, just playing in the dining room.
Yeah.
Hoover likes it. Hoover likes it. It's an amazing model. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're gonna have to get you on It's Freaking Figures with those guys talking about the action figures sometime.
Right? Yeah.
They do all kinds of toy stuff. They get the designers out here and all kinds of stuff talking about toys. But people with awesome collections need to go out there on their show too. I mean.
Yeah, and I find a lot of those shows, even the Star Wars stuff. So that's why I started doing Around the Studio. They really don't talk to some of the lower end collectible. Like I was talking about variants in one of the first videos I did, and the second one I was talking about a variant of a ship that's up to the right, and why it existed. But they don't really show the toys. I find they show like a picture of a toy. I don't even know if they have it. I'm wondering in some of these things, they don't. I actually get in there and I start moving the toy and playing with it. You know what I mean? Like and talking to the stories as a kid, I might have experienced with it.
That's Dustin and Zombie. They take them out.
Oh yeah.
Package, they accessorize them. They talk about all the different accessories that come with each one. They cover Kickstarter campaigns of toys, everything, dude.
Cool.
You'd be a great knowledge fest for them.
Yeah.
Because you do know the history of a lot of this stuff.
I actually, a lot of us will particularly experience it, just like we were just talking about some of the ones we had, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget the Battlestar Galacticas. The Battlestar Galacticas toys broke all the time. My mom got so mad. She contacted the company because their arms fell off and their guns were so small they got lost.
Yes.
She was so mad. 2 times she got mad over that was the Battlestar Galactica. And she mailed them all back to them. She
And
said you take your garbage toys, and she literally went to the post office and mailed them back to them. And they sent me. That's when they did this big thing. And
They were one of the first.
My mom didn't let me have the option.
One of the first toy companies that they took, because they used to shoot the little red missiles out of the front.
Yeah.
And then the very next season, nope, those things they only come out halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's the same reason why Boba Fett's rocket doesn't shoot on the toy.
I have the original one that it did. The Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like prototypes. If you
there was a version. There was a version of them that came out for I think there was like a limited run of them, and projectile actually shot out of the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is that Battlestar?
I didn't know I didn't think they got released. This is so for Battlestar Galactica, they gave you an option. You could get this toy back for all my broken ones, or a Cylon that looked a badass looking Cylon where the little light went left and right. I was like, I wanted the Cylon. My mom wouldn't let me get it because it was too angry looking. So she got me Commander, this Commander guy.
What does it do?
What is he? Oh, he has a battery pack, and so he had a little thing that came. I don't have it, but like a little thing that came out the front, and you would push the button, and it would light up his thing like it's a light, looking like he was shooting. But I don't think they sold these in stores. You could only get them.
That's cool.
Via
that's the
their
first
If
time
you complain, you can only get them if you
complain. Yeah, this is their solution to the complaining. But back then, 12-inch dolls like this, like Barbies and stuff like of this size, and GI Joes were all this size, so they kind of went back to this over the fragile little toys. Yeah.
So if your mom was a Karen, you got something special.
Oh, my mom's a Karen. My mom is the biggest Karen you'll ever run into. People used to say, your mother wears army boots. I said, yeah, and
yeah,
my mom would wear army boots and kick you with them.
Yeah, my mom was a Marine, so.
Mine wasn't a Marine. She just was. She didn't screw around. She's been in many fights in her life.
It's funny because back then in the day, when my mom was in the Marines, the photos from boot camp aren't like they are now. Okay, they were like a fucking glamour shot, dude. Right? I mean, she looked, all hot and everything with her little Marine hat on there. It's like, man, that ain't my mom.
They used to say, my mom could beat up your mom. Like, what kids would say that sometimes. I say, well, my mom could beat up your dad. And like,
yeah.
I mean, your mom's out of the equation.
Yeah. But my mom will beat up both your parents.
Yeah, like, don't mess with my mom. She uses weapons. She'll hit you with a rake. She'll hit you with a friggin' if she's mad.
Like when kids used to say your mama wears combat boots, you'd be like, yup.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your point?
Steel toes. She wants steel. Like she goes and works in fields and does, labor work.
Not any combat boots. Doc Martens, bitch.
And she's a little thing too. Like she's a little tornado, like a Tasmanian devil. Yeah.
I think we've covered it all for today, Levi.
Okay, should we start wrapping it up?
Yeah, I think we can. I got 6 o'clock. We got a replay. Y'all know last week we got kicked off YouTube for the week. So I've been replaying some of the shows because I need them in the YouTube playlist when we transfer all this shit to Roku. So I've been playing some stuff just randomly that was last week's show. God saw it everywhere else. Rumble, you guys saw it. Pilled, you guys saw it. Everybody else saw it, but YouTube didn't get to see it. So Ryan Permisson's Freewheeling Friday from the 3rd of January. We will replay this evening at 6. And we got Bullcat. You got Steam B out here at 8. You go, Steam B. And man, I got to get him out of that time slot because he can't be competing with Don and Homer and everybody. He's not, we got to get him out of that time slot and do a time slot of his own, Levi. We got to figure something out. And I haven't picked a random stuff from John's Long Box yet, but there'll be something at 10 o'clock. Something from John's Long Box. I don't know what. That involves me working. I just don't feel like working right now. Been trying to get out of this chair for about a half hour, actually.
I need to get. I didn't have lunch today. I'm gonna have an early supper, I guess.
Yeah. So that's me. That's what we got going on. Join us tomorrow for another Madness Open Draw Stream at 1 p.m. And I'll try to find something for the show ops tomorrow, Dave. I ain't even thought about that yet either, man. It's been a rough trying to get back into the groove after getting kicked out of the groove for a week. Has been a little difficult, but I'm working on it. WhitefireComics.com. Doran, tell them where they can find you.
I think you just did almost, but also Raquel is on pre-launch on Kickstarter. If you're a horror fan or a comic fan, please go check it out and consider supporting it.
The link to that. Some people look, we know this is a one-click freaking society, man. If you make it too difficult, they ain't gonna do it.
How rude.
No, I realize that, man. It's like if you tell them go here to get something and it's not there, they don't take a look. They don't look no farther.
No, you're right.
That,
they're instant gratification generations underneath.
Yeah, they come right back with it ain't on that link, dude. What's the real link or something? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, but go sign up for Raquel 3. If you weren't on board for Raquel 1 or 2, get the catch-up tier, guys. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Oh, listen to that washing machine. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So, yeah, we got the Zaf.
What up, everybody? So I dropped the link in the chat. Go check that out right there. And you got about a week. You got about a week before this comes down. So go check it out and back it. And it hasn't picked up any real momentum over on Fund My Comics. So help those guys out and go back me over there. It is funded already. And if anyone's wondering, it was on Kickstarter first. It got funded over there. So this book is coming out. And check it out, man. There's a lot of cool add-ons and extra things there. Here's a little bit of the first one that I put out. It was a flip book. It had 2 stories, my 2 main characters of the universe, Addix and Aaron. And that's also available as a catch-up tier on the campaign, so you can get everything you need to know right in the one place. Also, right there under my name is my website. Go to foresight11.com and subscribe. It's free, and it'll get you updates. And you'll know when each and every campaign I do comes out. And when any exclusives drop, I often give exclusives for people that subscribe and back. So, it'll be worth it. Those are free. So it'll be worth it for you to do that. And
I have a question for you, Chris, real quick. In hindsight, was Foresight the right call?
It is, as long as you don't have someone going, is that foreskin? bunch of juvenile delinquents.
I had to bring it up.
Although I hear foreskin1.com is doing really well.
Oh, that sounds nasty. Just pictures of
so
people
what?
saying
Doc and Homer started. What? Doc and Homer started a show of their own.
Probably. Yeah. But yes, go check it out, everybody.
Go check that out. Go check out Whitefire. Look right there. Tiny URL. Raquel 3. Go check that out. Sign up for Raquel number 3. Like I said, guys, it's good stuff. It really is. I really enjoyed Doran's storytelling. You see him doing the art. What can I tell you? Just get on board. You'll like it. I promise. Promise. If you don't like it, you can cuss me out on a show, right? Yeah, you know why? Because I'm a hero now. Look, it's good stuff, everybody. Oh, sorry about that, Levi. There you go.
Sure.
Crowfire? Who's Crowfire? Yeah, you'll have to come out, educate us on that one, Grey Wolf. I don't know who that is. And yes, we love seeing this kind of stuff. That's why we do it.
Cool.
Doran, thanks for coming out, bro. Always appreciate you. Zaf as well. Good. Love watching you draw, man. Good.
Thanks, man.
Good people to hang out with. I don't say that about too many people from your area.
What did you all do?
I don't either.
I'm lying. I love the Northeast. Y'all know it. Levi.
You can find me Saturday through Tuesday on the Madness Entertainment Group. Go to the meg.tv for all the scheduling. And the rest of the time, you can find me on Twitter at Levi Skeen, 3 Stroke Studios on Instagram and Rumble, and give my comic book a follow, GMP Comic on Twitter. And there's the link for sign up for the newsletter for Galaxy Memorial Park. Is in the chat. You see it there. And also, one last thing, Mondays, the Monday Madness show is being switched over to a DrawStream just this week, only this week. So if you guys are up for drawing on Monday at 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock Eastern, 5 Eastern, Monday Madness will be a DrawStream this Monday.
And you can still come out and pimp your stuff. It's just we're opening it up. I didn't book a guest because I knew I had something that I got to do Monday afternoon. So I just asked Levi, hey, man, you want to make it a DrawStream this week? Make it a DrawStream. Okay. But I'll only be there for the beginning of the show, and then I'll be out. I got family stuff.
Gotcha.
You'll hear all about it after it's over, I'm sure. Yeah, baby. All right. So we're going to play a couple of ads and we're going to be out of here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like I said, we got some stuff later tonight. We got stuff tomorrow. We got stuff every day, man. Subscribe to the Madness. Ring the bell so you don't miss nothing. Then I won't have to replay anything. You know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
All right. Later.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Barron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
Little president in his sandbox play, build a tower, make it stay. Digging deep through the golden sand, building the future with your hands. Tiny suits and shiny shoes, making plans and making news. Friends all gather to join along, in the sandbox they all belong. Little president from that play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. USA. Share your dreams with everyone, sandbox fun under the sun. Big ideas taking flight, with Little Trump everything's bright. Dig a moat, build a wall, in the sandbox he stands so tall. Dreamer dream, builder build, Little Trump your heart's fulfilled. Little President Trump that play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. Hooray, hooray, for the USA.
Tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch